My name is Liam Abbott. I'm the filmmaker behind the short documentary 300 that was in the Mojave to Mammoth program. The short pitch of the film 300 is that it's about a professional skier named Miles Clark, and he sets out to ski 300 days in a single calendar year after dealing with the loss of his mother. And he does that to work through the grief and everything he's processing after such a tragic event in his life. The subject of this documentary is actually my boss at the company I work for. I work for a ski company, and when I first started working there, my boss found out that I had a filmmaking background, and I learned about this goal that he was just pursuing independently, and he said to me, maybe this would make a pretty good ski film, and I said, that totally would, and I would absolutely love to do that. And the weird part about it is, at the time I was based in New York City, and he lived on the West Coast, so during the entire production process and filmmaking, I actually never met the subject of the documentary in person. I did it fully remote. He shot it all with GoPros and lots of found footage, lots of phone footage. And so I actually only met the subject of the documentary 2 weeks before it premiered at the Mammoth Lakes Film Festival. The screening was actually pretty interesting. It was pretty memorable, just because this was the first film festival I actually got to see that the film play on a big screen, so that was awesome. But one thing that I've been telling everyone is that right near the climax of the film, we get to this really important line in the documentary, and the power went out. And so, you usually think that that's, not great, which obviously it wasn't. And I was pretty worried when the power was out that it wasn't going to go back on, and we weren't going to, the audience wasn't going to be able to see the ending of the film. But honestly, thankfully it did come back on, and I was really happy about it because, first off, people are going to remember it that much more. And second off, there's actually a weird line in the documentary where the subject is talking about when he loses his mother and how on that day when he was in the hospital with her, the power was knocked out. And when our film was screening, the power went out at the same time. And so for the subject, he was also seeing the film, and he was really tripped out. It almost felt like it was some sign or something from his mother that the power happened to also go out when it was screening and we were at the festival. And so that was really crazy. In terms of the Q&A, I was so excited that there was so much enthusiasm and so many questions about all aspects of the film. It was really great that both the subject and myself as the filmmaker were there because we could kind of answer both perspectives for the documentary. And I went to film school down in Los Angeles, and when I was down there, I'm an avid skier, and I'd come up to Mammoth all the time in the winter and ski. I always thought how cool it would be to have a film screen here because, it's one of my favorite ski resorts, and it's in such an amazing town, and I've heard such great things about the festival. That was more of a dream, and so it's kind of crazy to me that only 4 years later, I'm back here for the first time since I graduated from film school and have a ski film at the Mammoth Lake Film Festival. It really feels like a full circle moment and a dream come true. So I'm so happy about it. If you want to learn more about this film, you can visit snowbrains.com and just search 300 and it will pull up. And I just want to thank the Mammoth Lakes Film Festival for putting together such an amazing weekend. Great films, great programming, and so many networking and social events for the filmmakers. It was 100% worth coming up here.